The podcast is paused, right?
Regression episode 2, Regression Podcast 2. To my right, Dopa, Melee Officer, Good Riddance, DK, Will. Below me, I have Shannon, Spin Doctor, learning to play Mistweaver Monk. Mistweaver's the healer, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yes.
Doug KM, PvP, Flag Carrier Extraordinaire, taking a break from RBGs, making us wait to start the podcast. How is everyone doing?
Oh, we're great. You know, we were at 1900 MMR, looking like a solid team, and then we're on a tilt, so this isn't a bad thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So would you say that you're better off or worse off than where you were 4 hours ago?
From a literal CR perspective of what my rating was, I am worse off.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trap.
Amazing. Who in our guild that was in your RBG was the worst PvPer from tonight?
Oh man, these are loaded questions. Probably me. I want to say me.
Wrong answer.
I fucked up a Gilneas.
The answer is Angry Steel. It's pretty terrible.
Our only gladiator.
So do you have any stories, any anecdotes, anything funny that happened during your RBGs? Or should I just move straight along?
There's not much that's interesting. I'm still learning it. To be honest, for people that are actually watching, I did not play Kata, so RBGs are new to me. They're a lot of fun, I think. They're a little bit face rolly. They're a little bit capture the flag and then sit on it for 20 minutes, but they can be pretty exciting when you pull some clutch stuff off.
So do you think they get more balanced or less balanced than arenas because you have 10 people? Sorry.
I haven't seen any. I can't, like in other games they'd call it like skewing. We haven't seen any skew teams where they load up like 6 DKs or something like that.
Yeah, so you'd stack like DKs and hunters and a mage or something, and just roll.
Yeah, I think it kind of balances out because they've done a good job of making sure things have DRs. So you can't just run in and just use the same type of CC on everyone AOE.
Right.
But I don't know. I guess the popular one last expansion was Dot Cleaves, where you literally just run Warlocks, Boomkins, and Shadow Priests, and just throw dots on everything until you win.
Yeah, dots are always really strong in Battlegrounds. I don't know about rated specifically, but
we haven't seen too much of that yet, though. So,
all right. Well,
still new.
Where's Dustin's face?
Am I? Oh, yeah. You guys, you can look at it on the stream, but you guys don't have it like in the chat. You see my hand, right? So my face is this way.
It's a beautiful hand.
But yeah, it's technology. It's just you have to deal with it. If I go this way, you can see me for a second, but this works out better because behind me I'm camping. There's a roll check. I'm camping Galleon. In case that spawns, I must get the kill, and I'll roll on some loot that someone got. So actually, you guys can only see the monitor back there, so you let me know if Galleon spawns. So what I did is I went ahead and I found some what I consider to be ridiculous blue posts on some topics. I basically just used the blue finder. And so I have 3 of these. I figured they'd be some good fodder to talk about. So the first one is about... It was a question about gold caps and why you can only have 50k when you transfer characters across servers. Not that that's like near and dear to my heart. Maybe yours, Dopa. Doug, you recently transferred. Shannon, I don't know how you got into our guild, but... So basically... the blue post was this, and there's 2 parts. The first one, he says, there are no plans to change the 50k gold cap. The percentage of players that have over 50k gold is incredibly small. Does anyone believe that? Like, is 50k?
Yeah, I actually do.
I
actually do. If you hold the guild, I probably would say that 25% maybe have over 50K.
Actually, 50K?
Doug,
I hope Raina watches this because I'm not shitting you. I need to repair bad. I don't have any gold. Someone give me some money quick before the battleground pops.
This was a quote of his?
Oh.
This is what he was saying?
Yeah, literally. I joined the battleground as I was staring at him, and he was like, I think he fought with like a red weapon or something stupid.
Can you drop Jeeves in battleground?
I don't think so. We didn't try.
I mean, what good is the G's going to do if you're broke?
Yeah, well,
exactly.
I guess. Sell a different
You don't
piece.
hand out money. Fuck.
I don't know. I guess...
just vendor your gloves to repair your legs. That's it.
That's what I'm saying. But, I guess some of the other people that I've played with so far, they, when we were talking over Skype, Dr. Arcane was talking about being gold capped, and like half our pugged group was like, "What? I don't even have 10K to my name."
Yeah,
I think it's a lot like America. There's a few very rich people who manage their money well, and there's a ton of really poor people who expect handouts and free guild repairs.
But 50K,
the 40%, if you will. 47%.
I don't think it's that skewed. I think it's just we associate with higher level raiders, so we're hardcore. We grind stuff.
We're not hardcore.
We're on every day. We're doing dailies. It's hard to spend all your money or just be perpetually broke when you're on all the time.
I guess. I mean, but what about I guess I didn't notice in this expansion, but from Kata, if you leveled from what was it, 80 to 85, you had 20K gold just from that. It was crazy amount of golds. No? I didn't pay any attention. Because I'm rich. I'm rich, bitch.
It was a lot. Do you mean you've stealed money? Never mind.
I mean,
how much money do you have?
Danath Bank, Guild Bank. Personally, to my name, it's not that much. I have 350K, I think, or something between all my stuff. Heidi's probably got
why aren't you giving me 10K to be in your podcast?
Because, I mean...
Angry
has more than
Dustin
me.
paid all of us.
Yeah.
Dustin paid all of us $50K to be in this podcast.
Well, let's be clear. I paid you to be my friends. The podcast was just extra. So, okay, so let me continue. He also says, remember that you can always use the market to buy items so you can still remain below the gold cap when transferring. Basically, transforming gold into something that you can carry along in your inventory to another realm and effectively get your gold back, with some luck, even profit, by selling the items on the destination realm. We think that this is actually healthy for the in-game economy.
So you can destroy an economy on a server by hauling some...
Okay, you're not going to destroy... Actually, what I did do when I transferred one of my tunes from Alliance to Horde was the stylish black shirts that are only sold in Stormwind by a little NPC vendor. Actually filled my entire guild bank, my entire bank and bags with about 100 and however many shirts, and I am still selling them.
For how much? How much do they go for each?
But... 150 gold, and I bought them for 20 silver.
Okay.
See,
it's tedious, but yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the 50K cap, whatever. I mean, I don't know. It would affect hardcore raiders, though, trying to bounce their tunes around, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Shannon, are you the poorest of us here, or what?
Well, I started MOP with well over 100K, and I just ended up buying a lot of gear for 2 tunes, so I lost... or rather, spent all my money.
So you were fine, but you're just poor now. So
I don't know. I probably have 30 or 40K, but I make it back slowly. I don't know. I don't really care that much about gold.
Yeah.
I find it interesting that people are so keen on being gold capped. Why not? What's the point of having the gold in your bags? Doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's.
What's the point of a 401k? This doesn't make any sense. You don't need that.
This is the World of Warcraft. This is
not liquid.
You're going to retire on this gold, you dork.
What are you going to do when you get to 90 and you're all washed up?
Speak for yourself. I am retiring on my WoW gold.
I buy things as I get gold. I'm oh, there's a nice pet or a mount or something I want, or some silly transmog gear. I don't know. There's lots of things to spend it on, but I don't understand why it's in your bags.
I guess I don't know. I'm just more. I gotta save for a rainy day. Who knows when you're gonna need 350K? All right. The next one. This is just a quick one. A guy was asking why we still cannot do quest objectives while raiding, and the answer was it would be sweet to quest while raiding. Or I'm sorry, it would be sweet to quest while waiting for a raid to start. We don't want everyone in a zone to join a questing raid, though. So apparently the reason that we can't do quests while we're in a raid is because they're afraid that they're going to have like 40 people who run around and quest that way. I mean...
That would definitely happen. I would do it instantly. We would have leveled the entire guild together from
which would
85
make
to
dailies
90.
less suck.
Yeah.
So I don't see why that... whatever. It's dumb.
Is there a problem with dailies I'm not aware of?
How many times have you been questing for like 10 minutes and been like, why the hell is this not dropping? And then realized you were in a raid.
Yeah. Heidi was really, really mad at me the other day because she was like I don't know how the farming stuff works, but she like was spending stuff, and she was really pissed because I had her. I think it like doing this right here in the back camping galleon, and she didn't understand why she couldn't do her thing. But it seems to me like why can't they just? Is it that complicated to set it up so that we can't share credit in a raid so that you can continue doing stuff on your own as long as...
I'm fairly certain it's not a technological restriction.
It's just...
they've instanced so much other stuff.
They actually said... so listen to this. You remember they just recently nerfed the dead run speed, like 90%. It was like 100% with the guild bonus. Now it's 10. Mm-hmm. So their reasoning for that, well, everyone thought it was so you didn't like Zerg Shaw and get the Shaw kills.
Yep.
But their reasoning was we didn't feel like death was punishing enough, so we nerfed run back speed 90% so that you are less inclined to die.
Wow.
I'll actually find that quote while we're talking about it. Yeah.
That's
I immediately stopped dying after I read that.
Yeah. That's amazing. No, yeah, I thought absolutely 100% that it was so you can't Zerg this guy and Shaw. That's bizarre.
I want to say they need to stop drop tagging that.
Yeah, I was reading about how they want to... People are complaining that they can't fly when they're dead, which I think is the silliest complaint I've ever heard. Oh no, if you are so foolish that you get yourself killed someplace that you can't reach your body, you have to spend 10% of your durability or 25% and you have to wait 10 minutes before you get your stats back. I don't know. I think there's plenty of other things to be crying about before you're going to cry about that.
But see, the problem is that you can't let people do that and then take it away, which is what they did.
Yeah,
and I think it's
hard.
Kind of annoying too. Like you should be able to fly when dead, whatever.
You think so? Well, it's only in certain zones, though. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like it's ever been across the board.
Yeah.
I don't think it's... Shannon, how about you? Do you ever really wish you could fly when you're dead in Pandaria?
I just unplug my computer when things hit the fan. I don't really care, actually. I don't die. No, that's not true. I find that our spirit reserves are actually pretty conveniently located.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good at their job.
Yeah. It's not been any major issue getting back to my body that I've found.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it's a useless complaint.
Yeah, I definitely agree. You find that quote, Uppo? Should I move on?
You can keep going.
I'm going to keep going. So the last one is not relevant to me at all. It is a question about botting, specifically in BGs. And I want to... I thought I wrote this down. Basically, the guy was just upset that we have so many bots in Battlegrounds. And, yeah, he had some good suggestions. He apparently, I think it's in, what's the Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, the MMO that they made. Apparently, in their BGs, they have a system where the gates open, and then after, like, so many minutes, the gates close, which... seems like that would definitely stop a lot of bots because they're always like running, they're stuck in the tunnel when you're in AV. My suggestion is that I think that Battlegrounds, they have no business giving out experience in Battlegrounds. I think that would cut all of the bots basically up until level 90 when people are botting for honor. I mean, Doug, Mr. PvP, what do you got there?
Mr. I do that fucking constantly.
Hey, you can't say that. Man.
No, I've never done that. Ignore why my character is on all the time.
Well, there's a difference. Isn't there a difference between doing it and, like, you know, I mean, because it's a if you can't beat him, join him situation,
for clarity,
right?
Doug's tune name is DANNATH. If you're looking to ban,
that is mine.
ban him.
That is mine.
I'm the guild.
Do not ban that one.
I'm good. He's a blood elf paladin.
The best.
You'd think they'd be able to find some kind of system out where you where if you're just not if you're not healing someone that's actually dead, or you're not doing damage to someone, just there's got to be some kind of algorithm they can put in there to kind of figure out that you're not doing anything.
That was another suggestion. Is
maybe
that
detect?
He said, like, you know, just my voice is cracking. I'm 16 years old. He had another suggestion just to, like, speed up the AFK, the auto, like, if you're not in combat thing, which would also be. True. But so, well, just to cut you off because I don't want you to talk. His answer was this. To answer your question, no, we have not eased up on cheaters. No, not one little bit. Preventing and stopping this behavior is something we're really passionate about, which is why we've made it easier than ever for you to report cheaters. I can't stress enough how important it is for you to report players you suspect to be cheating. It not only helps us to remove this kind of thing from your gameplay experience, but it can help us prevent similar things happening in the future. Do we really think that reporting these people actually does anything?
It does not. I have reported people. I mean, I would never report people, but I've heard of people who've reported people, and it has not come to any fruition. And I think that there's a lot of tricky bots out there, from what I hear, that are not easily for Blizzard to prove that they're running. And that people are easy to get away with all this spotting.
Right. I mean, yeah, I've reported people before, and I haven't noticed anything. They do say, like, oh, because of the, you know, their privacy policy, that they're not going to tell you what happens when you report people. But, I mean, to me, especially this response just sounds like blowing the guy off. I mean, it's just... I don't know. I can't imagine that's the way you take care of this stuff. There's plenty of changes that they could implement that would be more efficient. Dopa, what do you got? What? Can you read the next paragraph, please? All right.
Oh yeah, the next paragraph.
No, didn't you have something?
The one about the not stressing how important enough it is to report players? Or are you talking about the AFK thing?
Nice. Oh, you're looking at the rundown. I gotcha. No, yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll throw to that one. Were you looking for that quote or anything that you were talking about before? Are you good?
Yeah.
What was it?
No, that's what I was looking for.
Oh,
I can't find it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, perfect.
No, I'm serious.
Oh, okay. All right. Next. All right. What time is it? How are we doing? All right, we're doing all right. Okay, so this week we had one of our beloved mages, who I'm not gonna say his name because who knows what happened, but we get like a random message saying that he is AFK indefinitely, and no one's seen him since. He is no longer in the guild, so I don't know if it's a case of like selling his account or what happened there. But just that topic in general of, like, people just randomly, you know, they stop playing the game or whatever. So I thought that Shannon would enjoy this story about why I stopped playing the game. Well, I guess this was a couple times ago. I did stop. You know, I've more recently come back. But before I joined Good Riddance and basically started the raiding in this guild, I was a member of another guild called Frown, who was around the same time as that Trox guy and War Ensemble. And I have to admit that I was a pretty bad healer in that guild. I was a terrible raider. And the thing that basically made me stop playing the game was I was assigned to tank healing, and instead of healing the tank, I was holding my alt key.
The irony.
Do we know what the alt key does, students? The alt key.
Self-cast.
The alt key is the auto stealth cast, correct? So I was throwing greater heals from my paladin on myself, and that did lead to
and
my.
He still does that to this day as the tank of good riddance.
That did lead to my no longer being in the guild, fairly enough. So I will admit that at that time I was a terrible healer. So after that, basically, I just going from raiding to stop raiding, like I just wasn't really interested in the game anymore. So I definitely stopped for a few months until it's not even worth telling, but until someone begged me to come back because my heals were so good. But I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Does anyone else have a funny story about anything entertaining? Doug?
God, I keep feeling like I get tricked into playing the game every time I come back. It's like, I don't know, maybe you guys go through similar phases, but I usually play in like 6-month stints until I play too hard and I burn myself out. But this time, Dustin won't like to answer, but it was actually Bridget who started playing that got my ex-girlfriend Jen to play, and then I started playing with her, and now look at me. I am tryharding at PvP and pretty much failing.
But why did you stop playing before?
Man, I guess I don't... Kata was coming out seriously, I want to say, in 2 months or something, and it was just that lull. Like, there was nothing new to do. You know, I think I'd gotten all of the gear I could get it through PvP. I wasn't good enough to get, like, the Tier 2 Elites or whatever it was. And I don't know, I couldn't make the wait to get to the new content, was most of it.
It was just too long?
I think I just get burned out in games and I play something else. I'll go back and play TF2 or whatever else is flavor of the month. League of Legends, we were hard on that for a while, and now I don't play that at all.
Right.
See, I think they're making the game a little more friendly to kind of, if you want to step back. I mean, like, I've had some friends, that stop raiding even in our own guild just because they don't have the time to dedicate to it. But, then they introduce things like LFR and shorter heroics, which, I mean, I kind of enjoy because you don't have to spend 10 years doing, stuff for your main tune out of one side of their mouth, and then out of the other side they give you 5,000 dailies to do every day that you have to do pretty much. But yeah, I mean, I kind of like the changes with LFR, and they're kind of making it a little more casual friendly. Yeah. But I don't know. I play this game way too much as it is, and too many alts. But yeah.
Are you burning yourself
I
out?
see people. Nah. You gotta find it. It's up to everybody to find that balance of how much they want to play, versus what they need to do in the IRL.
Right. Yeah, I think we're all playing a lot right now, if for no other reason, just because new expansion and the front load time is so great.
I think it's the new shinies. I guess for me, like, I feel compelled to log in every day to get the dailies, to get the rep, to get the enchants, to max out Valor, to max out Conquest. Like, I don't want to get behind people is a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like if I missed even, like, a few hundred points on Conquest, it'll put me behind other people.
Well, yeah. I mean, definitely PvP. That's the only place you get your gear from. You can't make up for that with anything, really. Yeah, I suppose, I don't know, do you guys feel the same pressure with the raids and stuff? Like how much pressure, this brings up a good point, I don't want to sidetrack us too much, but how sucky is it for Shannon where you were going to get your 2-piece? Does that put you that far behind? Yeah, so, well, just...
When was I going to get my 2-piece?
Before you... I don't think she had...
Or no, that wasn't a 2-piece.
Oh, no.
All I've seen Shannon in lately is a 1-piece, so...
Heyo. What Doug is referring to is when probably the greatest Mistweaver on the server was misspec'd when she killed Shaw, and I think you got PvP, right? She got a PvP DPS piece.
Yeah, I got PvP bracers.
Oh, okay.
It didn't matter. I would not
necessarily... That's how she rolls.
That's how I roll. It happened. Now it's out there. My secret is no longer safe.
Oh, I get it. That's how you roll. Oh my god.
Oh, because she's a monk. Well, what I thought...
You're corny for picking up on that one. It wasn't my intention.
What I thought Doug was getting at, though, is that because you switched to your monk, already a week of gear in. Like, what about that pressure?
2 weeks of gear in.
2 weeks of gear in.
2 weeks of gear in.
How are you dealing with that?
Well, it's fine. I'm definitely caught up. But I was like at a 462 eye level when I came into the raid 3 weeks, and everybody was already like 475. I think we even have a rogue who said he was like 44. And so it definitely didn't feel like I was competitively geared, but I am now. I've got like a 476 eye level, but it cost me a lot of gold. That's why I have like so little gold now, because I had to buy gear to compensate for not having it.
Yeah.
But see, the Valor doesn't matter as much anymore now that we're all 489-ish. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do all... The dailies are calming down, the queues on Illidan are calming down, and after a while it'll be like business as usual.
Yeah, I'm significantly less bored enraged by dailies now that there's nothing I really need. Like, you get a ring if you get exalted with the bug faction. But other than that, I'm done. So... I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of hate right now, but nah, it's not true. I do still really hate all of those dailies. Continuing on, Blood Legion update on the situation, Blood Legion Gate, that we talked about last week, where Blood Legion's all high and mighty on their Twitter about how they don't cheat and they progress like perfect angels, like how Jesus would progress if he could, because he's God, right? If he would turn himself into 25 raiders and play this game.
Are you comparing Blood Legion to Jeebus?
I think I went there. I think that's the quality.
Would he be a shaman? Would he be a shaman since he has water walking? What class?
I think you have to be a shaman.
He would definitely be a class with Resurrect.
Well, yeah, he can stand up.
Wait, I don't get it.
Self-res. Oh my god, it is a shaman. Jesus is a shaman because he has self-res.
So there we go.
Yes.
So a guild.
There you go.
So, but Blood Legion is not 25 shamans or however many. I guess they would have some on the bench as well. But they do progress with the same level of moral integrity. How would Jesus raid? I was trying to. You can't WW that though. So what we talked about last week was that they were on the Twitters and they're all about how they are beyond repute with their rating. And the rumor was, and I was very clear that it was a rumor and that we did not know for a fact, that they had transferred some characters to get extra boss kills and transferred back. Now, what I have since been told, which is also, I guess, rumor status, was that they didn't do that. What they did was, on apparently midnight, the night, or possibly server reset at 4 a.m., I'm not sure, because there's so many different reset times now, right? Like, I think the raids reset at like 10 a.m. on Tuesday, and then other stuff is midnight, other stuff is 4 a.m. But at some point...
Heroics is 10.
Yeah, Heroics are 10. So I'm guessing probably before the 10 a.m. deadline. So we're talking about the night that raids were first released, whatever it is, 3 weeks ago now, on late Monday night, early, technically Tuesday morning. One of the Blood Legion members either heard or found out, or himself on a whim ran into mogu'shan vaults and was actually able to get into the instance before it was supposed to be open. So this is how they got their extra kills. So I guess they did a 10-man, it sounded like, and killed some of the bosses that night. So to me, that sounds like straight exploiting. Dopa, since you were the one twittering here, what do you got?
I don't think it's exploiting.
You don't think it's exploiting?
If it's in the game, and you can do it, you're gonna do it. I mean, like, what is Blizzard gonna say? Oh, you zoned into the instance too early. Like, they could be dumb and play dumb and be like, oh, I didn't know, I just ran in there and then I just killed stuff.
Okay, but
you know what I mean? Like,
when I say exploiting, though, I'm not necessarily, I don't know, I'm not assigning the morality to it. I mean, I think it's anyone who would do that, they know that it's not intended to be like that, right? I mean, are you disagreeing that? Do you think that they're like, oh, I think they probably meant for it to open on midnight and then reset, 6 hours later, 6 hours later?
Who knows?
Shannon?
I mean, you could claim that. You could be like, oh, look at this instance.
I'm not saying they should be banned for it or they should take action or anything, but, I mean, can you really have that, check me out on my white horse? Like, I don't know. Shannon, is this okay?
I think we should have done it as a guild ourselves, and it's unfortunate that we didn't think about it as well.
In fairness, I think we probably would have done it. Yeah, I think you're right.
For sure.
Yeah, we would have jumped in there and killed a couple bosses.
I mean, we're all here because we've tried.
No.
Like two.
That first one's so easy. They're pretty, well, yeah.
We definitely would have gone in there as a 10-man. There would have been butthurt people who weren't involved in the 10-man, but we would have done it, and we would have enjoyed it and had fun, and we would have been like, half of us would be like, oh shit, we're going to get banned because we're exploiting, and then the other half would be like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Right? And we'd be happy that Blood Legion did it too, because they're less likely to be banned based on the fact that,
I don't know if I'd have noticed, but
they bring whatever shit. I don't know.
Well, I'm not...
You're saying that they get celebrity status?
Absolutely. They bring endorsements and publicity, right? Didn't they
Publicity?
do live shows
Publicity
at BlizzCon? I don't know. Publicity.
Yeah, they did have an amazing showing at the MOP launch.
They actually do nude webcam dances for the Blizzard devs.
Well, so does Shannon.
Definitely.
She does it for the guild.
I actually got confused and almost showed up to this podcast naked.
Nice.
For One Piece.
Nice.
Way to ruin us getting viewers. Come on.
Wow. You make a really... That's a great point, though, Shannon, because honestly, I'm 90% certain... Did I say certain? 90% certain that, if I was on, I would have made that call, and I would have said, like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. 10-man. Why not? But I would still say it's exploiting. I mean, if that's the definition. I'm not saying that an exploit should get you banned necessarily. Like, there's certain things where, they didn't intend to do it, but it's so obvious, or they should have not put it in the game that way. But I don't know. It seems it's still shady. We'd have done it, but it's shady. It's my point.
Wait, hang on. Exploit, verb, to make full use of and derive benefit from a resource.
Yeah, so it's not even there's not even anything negative about that per se. Are you going to change?
I think what's interesting is that
I think Dope is changing his mind. Are you going to say that this is an exploit then?
Maybe.
Shannon, I cut you off.
Although it is pronounced exploit.
Okay, great.
I think.
All right.
Not in Canada.
Talk loud, so if Dopa interrupts you, Shannon, you can keep going.
Yeah, screw off Dopa.
What were you going to say?
I'm just saying that I think it's so interesting that we...
So what I was saying was that...
Oh my god, I'm actually going to hurt you right now.
Quick!
Okay, go.
We're losing viewers, listeners.
I'm losing my train of thought here. My whole point is that we play this game called World of Warcraft, right? It's supposed to be like this violent, horrific game where we, chop up things and backstab things together. Join as a group to kill things and poison. I mean, it's really elaborate when you think of how detailed, how violent this game can be. And then we, cry over someone being sneaky and clever and getting ahead of the game when we didn't think of it ourselves. It's like the whole point is to
Whoa! I'm not crying. I am not crying.
One of our main tanks is a female cow. I don't think it's that violent.
That's... He's talking about Faracia. I mean, it's not that violent. It's pretty...
It doesn't feel violent, right? Because you cast these pretty sparkly things and you go, oh, look at that. That's such a pretty animation. And you get caught up into those things, but I don't.
I've never done that.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you at all.
I spend my time baking muffins. I don't know about you.
And the reason why I don't believe you is because last week you were like, and to end, let's talk about the level 30 monk talent where you get the
dopa.
Jesus beans. You're like, woo! With the super clean and
that was a good ending.
Listen,
that was a good ending.
Rocket.
I did already take that talent. Okay. We're getting pretty long here, so let's move along. So we talked about it a little bit already, but LFR difficulty. It's kind of, I don't know if it's the difficulty, but there's a lot of failing LFRs. I know today I was trying to get some video for something that I'm putting together, and we wiped a few times definitely on Will the Emperor. Still seeing people fall straight through the floor on Elegon, the 5th boss. What is that a problem? Should they do anything about it? Shannon? You love LFRs.
I hate LFRs.
I actually like the overall difficulty of LFRs. I just think that there shouldn't be a mechanic like Elegon where you can permanently kill yourself from doing something stupid. I think you should take 2 to 3 times of something stupid before you kill yourself. Just because you're screwing over 25 other people with your stupidity, like not just yourself.
So you're saying like Elegon should just
should be like
you just fall down pretty far and you have to go up some staircases?
Yeah, exactly. You get charges on like your rocket parachute where you fall and then it will like shoot you over the platform where you should have been anyway.
Really elaborate.
And then just
or there's just a really slow elevator that comes up with all the bads,
right? Exactly.
Like every phase.
Like your little Easter egg that you found when you fell off of it in heroic progression.
Okay, you guys think I'm crazy. I while testing some mechanics on LFR, I chose to enter the hole that Elegon is in, and there's a clickable, I think it was called like mogu'shan or something like that, but it's clickable, but I was dead so I couldn't click it at the time. But my theory, and no one has agreed with me so far, I don't know about you guys, but my theory was that was some kind of retard-proof mechanic, hopefully for LFR and not anything else. I think that was something that was supposed to get you back up there when you failed. I don't know, but it is down there. You can look it up if you want. It's a thing. I'm trying to think of what. I mean, I haven't been stopped yet at Elegon. I guess it was just Will of the Emperor, really. Like I was trying to teach Shannon how to heal when we did an LFR.
Oh my god.
When I was on my monk, and she couldn't keep the tank alive, but we wiped like 4 times. Doug, you were there. You were one of the tanks.
Yeah, that was. Hey, I made the guy stop attacking me. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, which is a bug that's since been hot fixed, where you could die, and I think it was related to battle res, and the bosses on that encounter would just stand there.
No,
but
it was the fear of me.
I guess
straight up.
I don't know what it is. I think it's just the ads that people don't kill ads in that fight. But I mean, is that a problem? Should they fix it or shouldn't they? Is kind of my question.
I think it's about right where it's at.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely very, very frustrating as a real raider who, I mean, we're forced to go into LFR, right? And to have to go with all the bads who aren't paying attention. Possibly they're just alts that people are sitting there eating lunch or whatever, not even raiding with because they know they're going to get their free loot. I don't know. There's a lot of bad stuff.
I have a problem with
otherwise known as fruit.
Fruit. What, Shannon?
I certainly I think there's a huge problem with people who totally just AFK in the middle of these LFRs. And I think I've done it once before, and I felt kind of guilty about it. Shut up, Joker. You laughing like that? You sound like your dog.
I like it. You're just mad because you didn't get the fruit last week.
I got lots of fruit last week.
Ooh. I forget what you were saying, but it was making me think of something else.
I said, I just think they should take away mechanics in LFR that you just, like the stupid stone guard boss tiger thing. What is it? The first boss.
Stone Guardian or whatever. Yeah, Stone Guard.
petrifies the raid and you reset, that should not happen in LFR. Because I've reset a raid probably 9 times and then had people start leaving.
What's the point of even having it then? Why don't you just walk in and click an NPC and have them give you loot?
I'm just saying. I mean, that would be ideal. I would click that NPC. I would spam that NPC for loot.
Would you use your token, your free loot token?
I would use my token to get some fruit.
I don't know. It seems like it's kind of a failed experiment.
Make my fruit out of this.
It's nice to run through and kill stuff. It does break up the rating a little bit, but I don't know, something's not right about it.
Well, for one, I think they made LFR and DS really, really, really easy. That it was almost possible to wipe in LFR, and
impossible, yeah.
That was pretty significant because now you can actually wipe frequently, and you can go in there with 10 good players and clear LFR no problem. But then there's 10 players that are either forced not to AFK and carry the bads, or or AFKing and just as bad as the bads. I think there should be some sort of level of activity required in order to get your loot, so that people don't just AFK and people are actually like trying. There's a minimum DPS or minimum HPS, or tanks actually have to dodge shit. I don't know. Yeah. But certainly make it easy just for anybody to walk in there and to get loot. And we do that. We go in there, we're like, okay, I need to get whatever heroic pieces I can get upgraded, heroic dungeon pieces in order to raid.
LFR is for people that like Doug, but like a less skilled version of Doug, who didn't play for like 20 years. Then they come back to the game and they're like, "Oh, I want to make raiding," and then they go in there.
I want to make much raiding. Much raiding, please.
Make much raids. And then they just smack their face on the keyboard and they get some loot and they feel like they're contributing.
Please, sir, help me make much raiding. That's I hope that's just like awesome. To me, like, if they can just get rid of some HP, it's the same problem with dailies. If you just get rid of like 20% HP, then I don't have to stare at it for so long, and it's over. And if I wipe, I don't care as much because I didn't spend as long doing it. It just takes so long in Will of Emperor to wipe, and then you have to go back and do it again. And people don't learn. I don't know. It is definitely.
You're right. Nobody's going to learn based on LFR.
Yeah, and that's the point of it. That's why they put it in the game. Yeah, Doug, you learn anything when you do it?
A little bit. Like, I don't know. It's kind of my own fault because they put this cool new thing that was new to me, this dungeon journal. It tells you the abilities of the boss, and I still haven't read any of them.
Right?
So, I mean, like, I think you could give them all the tools in the game, and, like, the face rollers are still going to face roll. You just...
Yeah, they're not going to
The next step in the Dungeon Journal is actually a video of the devs killing the boss and having mumble on it where they tell you their strategy. And that's the next step in Dungeon Journal.
And just, would you like to kill this boss right now? Yes, no. You click yes, it falls over, and you receive loot.
And I would spin the shit out of that button.
Yeah, well, I mean, you did watch someone else kill it, so it's just as good. Well, you'd kind of deserve the loot, right? Go ahead, Shannon.
What if it really,
or Doug,
like, easy mode it, like, it cut, like, the HPs by 75%, but it was all the same mechanics, but you didn't get loot, it just told you how to kill the boss, and you just did it. And that's like the pre-LFR mode or something like that.
No one would do it.
People used to do
maybe if it had tuned you or something.
People used to have to figure out boss mechanics.
Yeah.
When did that ever happen? I don't remember that. So, like, the boss just did stuff, and you had to be like, what was that?
Yeah. Did anyone see that giant red beam? My character's in 2 pieces right now. Where did that come from? No, that was a thing. That was absolutely a thing.
I was a Wrath baby, so I started on both.
Oh, so you're actually pretty much being serious when you say that. Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah. I loved it. I mean, I loved it in BC. And, I mean, it was for kind of selfish reasons because I'm the type of guy that, like, denathivates, if you will. So I catch stuff sooner, and that helps in progression. But now we're all like, me press button, keyboard, and then you get the loot. So, I mean, I definitely enjoyed the intellectual part of figuring out raids. Okay. Wow, this one's gonna be like over an hour long. So let's go ahead and try to start wrapping it up. This week we progressed through Feng, who was extremely frustrating because of the timing. What are you laughing at? Share with the class.
I'm just thinking of your denathivations, and then I was like, what is that like? And I'm like, it's kind of like a monkey fucking a coconut. And I actually found a picture of a monkey fucking a coconut.
I don't make the connection.
Why do you crunch over like that over your phone? It's so weird.
Phone. You make your... All right. I mean, they don't always work out as intended, but you have to test things. As Steven taught me, you must test things. So denathivations will continue. But Feng. So I mean, we must have wiped what 4 times to Feng just because of timing. One time we literally had no chance of having a shield or an interrupt for the epicenter ability he uses. To me, that is just poor programming and a bug on the boss. Would you guys agree with that? Are we really supposed to be ready to deal with a completely unmitigated earthquake from that duder?
I think it's so interesting that you talk about LFR being so face roll and all these terrible players not getting you through LFR and blah, blah, blah. Now you're...
That's why I posed the question. That's why I posed the question.
It's so difficult.
What do you think? Do you think that we're supposed to be able to heal through that and to mitigate that?
I think that didn't we almost successfully do it?
No, we've never lived through one. Never. Not once.
Close to it, though, right?
Yeah, I think if we had everyone use every cooldown they have, it's probably doable.
I think one of the things about PvE, as Doug would probably agree with, is that it's very routine and it's very repetitive, and you sort of fall into a routine of your own class, following along the mechanics, and you do things like, okay, well, if I heal like this, I'll probably get the highest HPS, I might get a rank, or same with DPS and stuff, so you're not prepared for, like, oh shit, right? And all healers, for example, have oh shit buttons.
I mean,
we totally, if we have them all available and up, can get through any oh shit situation, right? But we use them as we go along, because why wouldn't we use major cooldowns that increase our HPS?
Batty.
So how is that relating to specifically like what I was talking about, though? Are you saying that you shouldn't be padding meters like that and you should be saving them for those crazy situations, or...
Well, I think that you're never going to not pad meters, because we're taught in PvE to pad meters. It's all about padding meters, right? So
I wouldn't really agree with that.
I think Justin's original point, though, is
really,
that
Mr. I'm going to wear DPS gear?
No. Justin's original point was, should we have to on the fly adjust to like random boss
to something that happens once every 40 pulls, right?
I mean, there's been other recent examples,
more recent than that,
right? I can't think of them, but there have been other recent examples, and I mean, generally, no. I mean, you should be able to, if you mash your buttons properly, you should have the game react a certain way. I think
if you press them hard enough, it should work how you want it to work. I'm just saying, if nothing else, there's going to be blue text soon that's going to say that his timing has been changed. It's going to say, like, does not cast Arcane Volley until Arcane Resonance has been cast, and it'll say, like, will cast a Lightning Fist before whatever Epicenter.
I think it's called Velocity.
What did I say? Something better?
Not that.
I don't know. Well, maybe they'll change the skill name to what I said. I don't have a whole lot to say about Spirit Binder. People are complaining about how hard it is. We have not killed it yet, but it doesn't seem that difficult. Dopa? I think that's your phone. The sound is coming through your thing. Get away from your cord. Is it my phone? Where's my phone? I can't find it.
It would be your phone, probably.
Shannon, what is he talking about?
It's totally my phone. I'm sorry. You'll hear it on the podcast. That was my phone. I'm sorry, Dope. I yelled at you.
It's actually how he raid meets.
That's
it's like, I'm not getting heals. And then you realize it's a DPS trinket.
Oh, wait.
You're not wrong.
These are leather bracers.
You're not wrong.
Oh, I have intellect on my shield. How did that get there?
The next time I can't heal.
That was my
so the next time
DPS
you
shield,
die,
sir.
Dustin, it's going to be because I hold down the Alt key when I heal.
I mean,
Just make you feel stronger.
it happens as long as you come back as the best healer that the game has ever seen. Then I would forgive
When
you.
you come back as the best tank this game has ever seen, I promise to come back as the best healer.
So
Dog, what's going on?
you're so mean. Why do you always have to hurt my feelings? Why do you have to make me feel bad?
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it, Dustin. Dustin, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
All right.
Actually,
I'm sorry.
for everybody out there, they work together for Shenathivations, where they strategize together, and we actually end up killing the bosses. So
Occasionally it happens.
Team Shenath
All right.
Team Shanath.
Episode
or Danon. Danon works too. Also a good yogurt.
episode 2 in the books. I'm ending this thing. It took way too long.